this means that you get to come in. You're talking about your connections, the circles that you run. But baby, this ain't that party. My love's a different one. The bouncer at this heart here takes its orders straight from me. And right now he's unimpressed by your pedigree. You're circling my perimeter, flashing your privilege light, but my aura's on a guest list, and you ain't dressed right. Hey, this love's a private function, no +1 for the night. I set the velvet rose, baby, I decide who gets inside. Yeah, I decide who gets inside. You tried to slip a compliment like it was a $20 bill, thinking that a little charm would override my will. But my intuition's working, a scanner for the faker, picking up on every single selfish move you made. The music in my soul now is playing something deep, a rhythm that your shallow waves can never hope to keep. You're circling my perimeter, flashing your privilege light. My aura's on a guest list, and you ain't dressed right. This love's a private function, no +1 for the night. I set the velvet rose, baby, I decide who gets inside. Yeah, I decide who gets inside. I used to leave the gate wide open, let anybody through, till I learned a sacred math of me over you. Now the cover charges character, the vibe is self-respect, a lesson that I earned from painful past neglect. So save your empty promises, your half-hearted tries. The only one approving your entry is these wise tight eyes. The rope is velvet, but the boat is solid steel. Oh, my love's exclusive, and this ain't a deal. Man, please. Sound of a velvet rope, clicking shut, footsteps walking away. Running diagnostics on my affection, trying to find a cheat, pressing all the buttons on my heart to see which one's obsolete. You're speaking algorithms, calculated, cold and smart, trying to hack the firewall I build around my heart. But your decryption software's from an older basic time, and my security's evolving, leaving your attempts behind. My peace is a fortress, my joy is a vault. You're trying to solve me, but you've hit a default. My heart's an unbreakable code, a language they lost. The cost of admission is whatever I decided it cost. Yeah, whatever I decided it cost. You offered me a Trojan horse disguised as loyalty, a pretty package promise of your future fidelity. But my intuition scanner caught the virus in the gift, a glitch of manipulation meant to cause a painful rift. I quarantined the data and I ran it through my truth and deleted every file that belonged to you, forsooth. My peace is a fortress, my joy is a vault. You're trying to solve me, but you've hit a default. My heart's an unbreakable code, a language they lost. The cost of admission is whatever I decided it cost. Yeah, whatever I decided it cost. I am the programmer and I'm the complex shifting source. My love's not an open file with a predictable course. It's written in a syntax of self-worth and bitter nights, of lessons learned in blackouts and reclaimed in morning lights. So close your terminal, baby, your access is denied. The only one who gets the key is the one who stays inside. The lines of trust I draw, encrypted, secure. My core is You saw the draping flow of me, the gentle giving curve, and thought it was an invitation for what you thought I deserved. You mistook my listening for a void you needed to fill, my compassion for a pasture for your arrogant, hungry will. You laid your plans on living, thinking it would softly take the press, but you never felt the structure underneath the cloth. I guess you mistook my kindness for a weakness, a simple trait, but it's a chosen weapon. It's the bounty on my blade. Don't confuse the silk for what it covers. Feel the discipline within. There's iron in the silk, love, that's where my power has been. Iron in the silk. I move with a fluid grace because I know where every seam is reinforced and double stitched to hold the weight of a dream. The softness is a tactic, it's a lure, and it's a test to see if you're approaching as a thief or as a guest. The velvet touch can gentle, or it can conceal the blade that cuts the strings of puppeteers who aren't afraid of making others afraid. You mistook weakness, simple trait, but it's a chosen a bounty on my plate. Don't confuse the silk for what it covers. There's discipline within. There's iron in the silk. Love, that's where my power has been. Iron in the silk. So come not with your force, but with your honor and your respect. And find the silk is endless, a comfort you won't forget. But come with hands of conquest, thinking pliant means subdued. You'll find the iron core, and it will leave you quiet and eschewed. For my strength is in the balance, the unbreakable, gentle blend, a fortress dressed in mercy that will defend itself, my friend. Smooth, strong to the core. The silk hangs soft, the iron endures.
I took a sabbatical from my own majesty. Let the scepter gather dust, just so that I could see what it's like in the courtyard without the crown and robe, to carry just a memory, a different kind of glow. I walked among the people, heard the whispers and the cheers, felt the weight of all the hopes and some of my own fears. This ain't a comeback, it's a rain check, a casual flex, a reminder to the mirror of the kingdom coming next. A polishing, a platinum, a tightening of the throne. I'm reclaiming my domain and I'm doing it alone. Yeah, this is my rain check, rain check, rain check. I found the crown where I left it, on a pillow soft and deep, with a note in my own writing, a promise I should keep. It said, remember who you are when no one sings your song, the rhythm in your heartbeat that makes you mighty and strong. I placed it on my forehead, felt the cool and solid grace, settling into purpose, the conviction on my face. This ain't a comeback, it's a rain check, a casual flex, a reminder to the mirror of the coming next. A polishing, a platinum, a tightening of the throne. I'm reclaiming my domain and I'm doing it alone. Yeah, this is my rain check, rain check, rain check. Yeah, yeah. Trumpets blare now, not for pomp but for the sound of a queen who's done with wandering her own battleground. The edicts that I issue are for peace and for my art, for the boundaries of my soul and the beating of my heart. This reign is not for subjects, it's for the sovereign in me, the only loyal citizen of this democracy of self.
All hail the quiet within.
The war is won. Let the rain begin. I found a crown being placed firmly down on stone. Then silence.
They handed me a concrete box and said, here, plant your dream. Then seemed confused and almost vexed when I pushed up a green seam. They said the light was insufficient, said the air was too unkind. Told me to be realistic, to just quiet down my mind. But something in the darkness whispered of an older, deeper plan, a stubborn ancient knowing from before the world began. So I'm gonna bloom anyway, paint color on the gray, turn every you can to a petal I display. Through the cracks, against the light, I'm reaching for the blue. I'm doing what a flower's meant to do. I'm gonna bloom anyway. They poured their doubts like vinegar, hoping I would wilt and brown. Tried to clip my budding courage when I stretched beyond their town, but their poison just became a strange and unexpected feat, a catalyst for a more resilient, thorny breed of weed that flowers in the rubble, that finds a way to drink from the very tears they cry to make me sing. So I'm gonna bloom anyway, paint color on the gray, turn every you can into a petal I display. Through the cracks, against the lack, I'm reaching for the blue. I'm doing what a flower's meant to do. I'm gonna bloom anyway. And now I'm not just one small bloom, I'm scattering my seed on every barren sidewalk, fulfilling my own creed, to show the other concrete kids that life finds its own track, that beauty isn't given, it's a thing you take back. So let them build their glass houses on their perfectly manicured land. I'll be the wild, fragrant riot they can never understand. Bloom anyway, a riot of color across the land. Take your patch of dirt and bloom anyway. Riot of color across the land. Take your patch of dirt and bloom.
The lace was bright and lit up all the sky. I danced with it in the flames until the fuel was running dry. And when the walls came crashing down in embers and in smoke, oh, there was nothing left to burn, just the cruel and bitter joke of thinking I was building in when I was just on fire, collapsing in the ashes of my own foolish desire. So let the downpour wash the ashes from the pavement. Oh, every drop of baptism, a quiet enslavement to the process of becoming, rising from the pain. Watch a quiet revolution in a phoenix in the rain, a phoenix in the rain. The rain feels like a mercy, a cold and cleansing sheet, soaking through the ruins, making my defeat complete. It pulls in all the hollows where the heat used to reside, and in that chilling stillness I have nothing left to hide. I'm just a waterlogged collection of what didn't make the turn. A lesson, slowly learning how to slowly learn. So let the downpour wash the ashes from the pavement. Every drop of baptism, a quiet enslavement to the process of becoming, rising from the pain. Watch a quiet revolution in a phoenix in the rain, a phoenix in the rain. Oh, yeah. Phoenix in the rain. And in the gray reflection of a puddle on the ground, I see a face that's softer, a new expression found. The rain is not my enemy, it's teaching me to grow, to push a tender green and shoot up from the mud below. The fire gave me power, but the rain is giving roots, a stronger kind of rising from the soot and the bruise, drenched and new, feathers forming, not from heat but from the truth. A slow ascension in a drizzling sky. I am learning how to fly. Sound of the rain, a single rain, a single clear cinder. Sound of the rain, a single rain.
Came to you in pieces, a quiet quiet fractured thing, a museum of my heartaches, behind glass a broken wing. I spoke in past tense whispers of battles I had lost, counting all my scars and tallying the cost. I showed you where the glue had failed, the seams that wouldn't hold, a story written in the cracks, a truth I thought was told, but you don't hide the cracks, no. You trace them with your touch, filling all my broken spaces with a reverence and such. You see the art in the damage, the beauty in the seams. Yeah, you love me like Kintsugi, you make my fractures clean. You make my fractures clean. Took a shattered porcelain, each jagged sharp-edged part, not to reassemble the old, but to build a brand new wall. You mix the gold with patience, a slow and careful light, not to make it disappear, but to make the breaks burn bright. You said this is your history, but it's not your only name. The breaking is what brought you here, whole but not the same. Cause you don't hide the cracks, no. You trace them with your touch, filling all my broken spaces with a reverence and such. You see the art in the damage, the beauty in the seams. Yeah, you love me like Kintsugi, you make my fractures clean. You make my fractures clean. And I was so afraid the gold would be a chain, a glittering reminder of the old and aching pain. But it's a map of where I've been, a river, not a stain, a testament to what can bloom after the rain. This isn't being fixed, no. This is being free to be a walking masterpiece of both wound and seed. And you don't hide the cracks, you don't hide the cracks. You trace them with your touch, filling all my broken spaces with the reverence and such. The heart in the damage, the beauty in the seams. Yeah, you love me like Kintsugi, you make my fracture. You make my fracture. You pour the gold in every line. Oh, you make the darkness clean. Kintsugi, golden seams, my masterpiece of broken dreams, held together by your love's light. In the cracks you made it bright.
On a Tuesday afternoon, the sky turned a jealous green, and darkness came too soon. You stood there at the window, watching everything you knew seemed to bend and seemed to break. and your steady breathing grew shallow with a panic, a tremor in your hand. And I didn't say a word, I just took my stand right behind you. We don't run for shelter, we are the shelter now. We weather the storm together till the sun finds out how. To break through the thunder, to dry the driving rain. I'll say it plain again, I'm in your hurricane, I'm in your hurricane, I'm in your hurricane. The hail of old regrets came pounding on the roof, the lightning flash of memory, undeniable proof of every fault and failure, every leak we hadn't fixed. And in that strobe-lit chaos, you were caught and transfixed. I pulled you from the window, wrapped you in an old thick quilt, made from all our forgiven sins on which our new home's built. Well, for shelter, we are the shelter now. We weather the storm together till the sun finds out how. To break through the thunder, to dry the driving rain. I'll say it plain again, I'm in your hurricane, I'm in your hurricane. Oh, and when the winds die down and the world is soaking still and new, we'll survey all the damage with a different, wiser view. We'll see the trees that needed pruning, the dead weight swept away, making space for stronger growth to greet the coming day. We'll patch the broken shingles, not with blame but with our hands, and know the strongest houses are the one that understands the storm. Living in it, not just surviving, living in it. The rain will come and we will be the wall against it. Living in it, not just surviving, living in it. The rain will come and we the wall against it.
You came in from a hard day, shoulders carrying the cold. A story of your setbacks that you thought had gotten old. You looked into my eyes and said, I think I'm losing ground. And in the quiet of our kitchen, I just turned your chin around, away from my reflection, towards the window and the light, and whisper what I see in you when you're not in the fame. When you forget your strength, I'll be the echo in the hall. And when you doubt your magic, I'll be the one to recall every incantation that made mountains fall. It's your mirror, baby, showing you the truth, the masterpiece you are in your wild and wandering youth, showing you the proof. You stared at your own colors all a mess. Saw chaos in the brushstrokes, and you started to confess every flaw and every failure, every line that wasn't straight. I took the palette from your hands before it was too late, and I dipped my brush in gold dust, and I touched it to the frame, and I said the art is in the living, not in playing someone's game. When you forget your strength, I'll be the echo. And when you doubt your magic, I'll be the one to recall every incantation that made mountains fall. Just a mirror, baby, showing you the truth, the masterpiece you are. Starts to fade, I'll hold you up and show you every brilliant shade. And when your light is flickering, lost in a bitter breeze, you'll find it blazing back at you, reflected in my eyes. We don't fix what isn't broken, we just wipe away the dust to see the endless shining depth of sacred mutual trust. I am your mirror, you are mine, reflecting love across the line of every doubt, forever in, no shadow of a doubt, down, forever in, no shadow of a The recipe for rushing never ended up too sweet. A bitter, hasty pudding that was never a true treat. So I turned the burner down, let the frantic bubbles fade into a gentle rolling heat that isn't so afraid of taking all the minutes that the flavor needs to bloom in this quiet, cozy, aromatic room. No, we don't need a rolling boil, let's keep it on the low. Let the flavors intertwine, let the sentiment grow. I'm watching you simmer right next to me, right next to me. The sweetest thing brewing, just waiting to be, just waiting to be. I can see the little tendrils of the steam begin to rise, carrying the essence right before my hungry eyes. It's a subtle kind of magic, not a flashy or loud show, just a knowing that the deeper, richer currents flow beneath the placid surface. A transformation's underway, turning simple into sacred, turning night into the day. No, we don't need a rolling roll, let's keep it on the low. Let's keep it on, let the letters twine, let the sentiment grow. I'm watching you simmer right next to me, right next to me. The sweetest thing brewing, just waiting to be, oh, just waiting
on the wooden spoon like our forefathers did. And it'll be a masterpiece of patience and of care. A love that's been reduced to something potent, rich and rare. So let the world outside us boil over with their haste. We found our perfect temperature and